Hello? Can you hear me? Oh god, I'm sliding everywhere. Hello. Oh my god, guys, I'm actually really fucking tired. I'm really tired. You know, I'm on spring break right now, but I'm still so freaking tired. I don't even know if I'm awake. I just got up from a nap, and I feel like I didn't actually wake up, you know? I have some boba here today. I was actually like sitting here waiting because there was a ice cream truck going by, and they were just like camping in front of my house for some reason. So I had to wait until they were gone to start stream because it was really fucking loud. I can't comment. I got on the wrong bus and I'm now winging it to get home. Holy shit. Good luck. I'm so directionally challenged that I would not be able to do that. That would be a Google Maps senpai please save me moment for me. Was it worth it? Did you get like a sweet treat or something on the way? Why was it worth it? You think you have Ogre Fat plush in your bag? What? Why do you think, and why is it not guaranteed? That's the real question. Also, I have to finish this commission today. And then hopefully I'm gonna like try to play games this week on stream. I've been playing a lot of Pokopia, but also I've honestly just been mostly catching up on sleep off stream. So that's been my it's been my past few days. I have been trying to get appointments and stuff also figured out, so I'm getting my hair cut tomorrow. I'm kind of nervous. I haven't cut my hair in a long time. I haven't really gotten a haircut. I don't even know, like, timeline-wise how long it's been. But I'm a little worried. I'm a little worried. I don't know. Because I'm trying something different too, but we'll see, we'll see. I'll send pictures when into Discord once it's done. I figured it was time. Got a piece of paper saying I need to sign for a package, so Package X Canada posting boxes Ami Ami, and I paid for shipping for Oh Goody Fat a week or two ago. Oh, it probably is then. Exciting. I was expecting it late March, early April. Honestly, I would not be expecting anything from like Ami Ami right now because I don't think I've pre-ordered anything, but I'm pretty sure all shipments are like paused or like postponed right now from Japan to the US. So it's freaking doomed. Teo? I have the Teo from forever ago. Unless I got another one? There's I know that there was already a Teo that I had ordered, but I can't remember if there was another one. Maybe there is, and I'm silly. Honestly, I can't really remember. Also, for today's stream, I was thinking about talking about some stuff that's, I think, on the heavier side of things. Oh, ordered one that was supposed to release the same time as my rice shower. The plushie? Oh my god, I actually can't remember. I know I got one plushie in the mail already. But I can't remember how many Teos I've ordered now. So maybe I've gotten it, maybe I haven't. I don't know. I'll send a picture and double check with you later. But yeah, anyway, I was thinking about whether or not I wanted to talk about something like a little bit more serious today. Kind of just giving people updates and talking about stuff. But I don't know if I don't know if that's something that is particularly of like interest or matters to y'all in that way. I don't know. Part of me, the reason why I wanted to talk about it was I feel like owe you guys a little bit of a explanation as to why I've been gone recently. And I know that there's a big part of it, right? That I'm busy with sorry, let me turn down the music a little bit. There's like a part of it that is I'm busy with school and classes and stuff, but there's also another component to it that's, I think, a little more serious. But I don't know if it makes a difference. I don't know. I've been like basically back and forth in my head about this for a long while now. The post we got it off of is pinned in our DMs, but we'll find out. Maybe I did order 2. Maybe I got one off of Throne and then one off of that pre-order? I can't recall. I'll have to take a look at my order history. Yeah, basically I've just been like sitting here debating. I just subscribed. I like your RP so far. Thank you so much. I'm just working on commissions today. So I can focus on playing video games. I've been wanting to get back into like playing shooters, honestly. I was thinking about whether or not I wanted to download Overwatch 2 yeah! Wait, I actually summoned you! What the heck? Wait, the timing of talking about that's crazy! I was considering downloading Overwatch, and then you just spawned! Holy shit! Yeah, we should play. I'll download it for you, Princess, any day. Literally, I was gonna say I had to check in with the homies and ask if they wanted to play it, and you actually just spawned. Whoa, that's so crazy. I also want to play Apex because I think there's a Gundam collab right now, but I don't really know too much about it because I haven't touched Apex in a long while either. So I don't know. We'll see. Maybe Overwatch tomorrow. I have a haircut in the afternoon, so I don't know what my plan is for stream time, but excuse me, probably something like daytime hours, like in the morning to before my appointment. I'll probably like play Pokopia and be stupid, and then go to my appointment, get my hair cut, and then maybe Overwatch on stream, maybe not on stream. I don't know yet. I don't know. Everyone's gonna see how long it's been since I've touched an FPS game, and it's gonna be really embarrassing. Guys, the cat returns to their shooter era. That's what's happening. All for my princess. It's okay. I was playing the other day and I was like, wow, I'm so rusty. Bro, I feel like I'm not even rust anymore. I feel like I'm just straight like disintegrated. I haven't touched Overwatch since 2019 probably. And then I haven't touched a shooter, specifically like an FPS since, hold on, when was the last time I played Apex? I got to look at Steam. I know it's sometime last year, but I don't know how many months it's been. It's perpetually okay, it's actually longer than last year. Holy fucking shit. I didn't realize. Holy shit. I haven't perpetually downloaded, but the last time I played Apex was November 19th, 2024. I didn't touch Apex all of last year. I've been clean for a year and a half. Holy shit. That's crazy. Time to rebuild those muscles and bones. You know, we'll see how it goes, but I don't even know if I have any of that left over. It's not like I was crazy or anything, so I don't know. Part of me is like, I just really miss playing games like that because I just think that's nice to, it's a game that I feel like I can turn my brain off just enough that it's like, a good time, but like I'm still stimulating my brain enough for it not to be completely like brainless, you know? Versus I feel like play League, I feel like I have to turn my brain off a little bit more, or turn on my brain a little bit more, which I don't even play League very often. But when I do, I feel like I have to turn it on more because otherwise people get angry, including my friends if I'm like inting too hard. So yeah. I miss the games you can hop on and go right away with friends without thinking too hard. That's Apex, dude. One of the biggest things about that I loved about Apex was how easy it was to like go in and go next. Oh yeah. Please do that. Please do that. I'm just finishing up this commission and then I'm done with my backlog after this one. You can just message it to me. You don't have to do it through like VGen or anything like that if you don't want to, because I know they take fees and stuff. And normally I just do all my commissions through VGen, but if they're like from homies and stuff like that, then you have like 10,000 other ways for payment. So yeah. Instead, I babysit people on Final Fantasy. Oh my god, do you want to hear something crazy? I'm going to the Squeenix concert. We booked tickets to go to the Squeenix concert. It's not just Final Fantasy. So the last time I went to just the special like mini concert for Final Fantasy back, I don't even remember when it was. It was part of ANYC, is when I went. But I'm actually going to the Square Enix concert, so they have like Kingdom Hearts and all the other things, and I will be bawling my eyes out. Way to make me jealous. Oh yeah, they have Nier too. I forgot. Yeah, I'm so excited. I haven't been able to go like ever, so I'm really excited. Because they don't have the Nier concerts anymore, or not very frequently, and I haven't really seen them around, so I'm excited to finally be able to go and see it. I'm excited. I love going to like orchestras. It's like one of my favorite things in life. It's always held a very special place in my heart. So being able to go and see more video game music being played, I think that's like, it's actually peak enjoyment for me, you know? I'm praying to go see something around about the Nier concert. I'm praying to see something about the Nier orchestra going around again. I don't care if I got to fly to Toronto for one night to see it. I don't know if the concert that I'm going to is part of a tour or if they're just doing like a one-time thing in LA. So I'll be driving out to LA to see it, but where the heckies? It's in May. Oh, it looks like it is a tour. But hold on. It doesn't look like they're doing anything in Canada. So it starts in Tokyo and then it goes to LA, then Chicago, Seattle, Singapore, Portland, London, Kaohsiung. Is this in Thailand? Oh, Taiwan. Why is it spelled like this? Huh, anyway. Taiwan, then Thailand, twice. Oh, they're gonna be at Otakon, actually. Wait, yeah. Wait, they actually... Oh, Otakon is not... Oh my god, I always confuse Otakon and Otakuthon. Otakon is in DC. Otakuthon is Toronto. Then there's Paris. Yeah, I'll send it to you right now, here. So if anyone else is going, let me know. Yeah. It's the Music of Square Enix concert. It's got Final Fantasy, Saga, Trials of Mana, Live Alive, Chrono Trigger, I don't know what this is. Oh, Xenogears. What? Wait, am I reading this right? Xenogears? In 2026? Damn. Chrono Cross, Kingdom Hearts, Nier, and Octopath. Which is kind of awkward because I've only really played Kingdom Hearts and Nier, but I'm like aware of the other things. Like I've listened to a lot of Final Fantasy music, and I listen to a handful of Octopath music, but I haven't really engaged too much with like any of the other games in their repertoire here. Also, I did not realize it's Nier's 15th anniversary. What? Wait, so surely they'll have more stuff, right? Nier concert. Eh? No. Question mark? Huh? Okay, I'm gonna be honest. Fuck their website. It is the most annoying thing to navigate ever. Okay, yeah, it looks like the concert was... They just never updated it. Weird. Okay, anyway, yeah. This is just in. I could supposedly be in Seattle if I walked for 5 hours. That's what I was gonna say. Honestly, you could probably go to Seattle. I don't even think a flight is that expensive. Because... How do I say this without doxing the shit out of people? I have a friend who lives in Canada, and I have another friend who lives here, and they visit each other very often, and it's not very expensive even. So, and it's further from here than it is from Seattle to go to the west side of Canada. So it's presumably not that expensive. I think, honestly, if the tickets were, like, less than... I don't even know. Like, if the ticket itself was... Okay, pause. I think the tickets we got ranged from $80 to $120 USD if you want the nicer seats. And I think we might have gotten that. I'm not sure. I wasn't the one who purchased the tickets for our group. But if... Say the tickets are, like, about $100... and you can get a flight round trip for like $150. Honest to God, $250 for like an orchestra concert for a game series that you really love, and also the fact that they don't host the concerts very often seems kind of worth it to me, you know? I feel like that's a W. I feel like if it's under like $250 to $300, I might be down for it. I might have been down. I would probably be down for it, because then also you could kind of make it a little trip, you know? But I'm also a person who is typically very okay with traveling for things. Like, I'm not a person who's like opposed to traveling. And for things like experiences, even though I'm a broke bitch with very little income right now because I'm a student, again, I feel like experiences are the one thing I am typically willing to spend money on. And that includes food, like going out somewhere nice to eat or something. I feel like food and eating is also like part of that. But yeah, anyway. Speaking of food and eating, I think I was gonna talk about earlier, or I guess that I mentioned earlier, is that part of the reason why I actually haven't been streaming is because I have been struggling a lot with energy. Specifically because, and this has been something that's like kind of been going on for a while now, but I think it's like the impacts of it are catching up to me pretty substantially. But back in over a decade ago, I think, yeah, over a decade ago at this point, I used to struggle pretty bad with an ED, and I've kind of gotten a lot. I think I've gotten a lot better, and I would say that I've recovered quite a bit since then. But occasionally I'll have like some issues where if like things are really stressful or whatsoever, it'll like come up again. It'll feel not great, but more significantly right now, I think I mentioned this at some point, but I had a absolute psycho of a psychiatrist back in December. I had to go see a psychiatrist for basically for like accommodation reasons for school, and I didn't have a psychiatrist yet anymore because I had just moved and like all this stuff. So I got a new psychiatrist, and it was just the one that was available with and it was actually a different person than I had originally set an appointment with. but they were like, oh, actually our system is not up to date, and that person isn't accepting new patients, but someone else is in our clinic. And so I was like, okay, sure, whatever, it's fine. And this guy actually turned out to be a complete, like, I think he should lose his medical license psycho, because he did something. He in my intake meeting, I had told, like, you know, they have like a huge list of questions, basically going through like the DMC-5, right? Is that what it's called? DMC, right? Dude, I haven't studied psychology in a million years. I think it's the DMC-5. Anyway, they go through all these questions that they have to ask you when you're getting like a psychiatry intake, right? And one of the questions is asking you about eating disorders and stuff like that. And I had mentioned that I had an eating disorder at one point, but I hadn't had too much of an issue with it recently. And his reaction was really weird because, you know, before every meeting, you have to like do your height and weight and stuff like that. And there's like this whole intake thing. And I didn't really think about it at the time, but his reaction, I think, was like kind of thinking about my weight. And so he just says, because I think I gave a weight range I was a little bit above, as in the weight range I tried to sit at, and I've been like fighting to sit at for a very long time, like years. I've been fighting a lot to try to stay between 120 and 125 pounds, as I'm 5'2", and so it's a really healthy weight. And before, my goal was to just stay above 115, but now I try to sit at around 120, 125 because it's a very healthy weight to be at for my size and for my like body mass distribution, whatever, right? And so I think when I had weighed myself that day, or when I got on the scale, I was like 126 or some shit like that, right? Like a pound over my goal, but that's fine. I would rather be a little bit above than below, given my past history. Fast forward to the next meeting with him, and I get on the scale, and I hadn't eaten breakfast yet. And if anyone doesn't know this, in general, you fluctuate plus or minus 2 pounds a day, typically speaking, because of like water weight and eating and blah 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 blah, right? But I had just basically got up and driven straight to my appointment because I woke up kind of late. And I got on the scale, and I had lost about 2 pounds. So I get on the scale, and I'm at 124. And this psychiatrist, or this psychotrist, he looks at my weight and goes, good. And I was like, what? And then he just like walks into his office and then like blah 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 and carries on. And I was like so confused because like every time I basically talked about having struggled with an ED and all this stuff, like he seemed to like not believe me. And then like the fact that then he goes and like vocalizes that it's good that I lost weight, I think it really fucked me up. I'm gonna be honest, because since then I've been really struggling to like basically my day-to-day looks like I wake up, I don't really get hungry. I think I kind of fucked up my hungry receptors in my brain from, you know, when I actually had pretty bad like anorexia, where I was weighing at the same height I am now, like below 90 pounds. It was really bad. And so you can see like that's like a 30-pound difference than I am now. But basically like I think I kind of broke my brain a little, so I had to like intentionally remember to eat, and it's really rare for me to get hungry. And then also on top of that, some of the SSRIs I'm on suppresses my appetite, which is not helpful, but unfortunately there's not really a great alternative. So it's kind of balanced out by the fact that another SSRI I was on made me hungry, but I took it in the evenings because it made me sleepy, so then I get like late night hungry, like munchies. Anyway, point is, I basically have to remind myself to eat around like people's normal meal times, so I'd eat around the same time as Jake did. And I could usually get myself to eat 2 to 3 meals a day. But slowly I noticed over the past couple months, as I've been more and more stressed with like school stuff and life and my mental and physical health, my weight has been dropping pretty bad. I don't have a scale in the house intentionally, but I also know that right now, on like a good day, I will probably hit maybe 1,500 calories on like a really good day, like including like the drinks I consume and the food I eat. But on a typical day, what I've noticed is I don't even think I consume 500 calories, and I'm not calorie counting, because I don't even finish a single meal. And which is why I'm like estimating it to be about that, because a lot of the meals I'm having are quite lean in the first place. But yeah, so it's really impacted my energy levels, as you can imagine. And Duck, I would totally let you at him. I think there's quite a long line of people who want to go at him, including the Office of Student Disabilities at my campus. They're very upset about this. And the crazy thing, by the way, is I got a new PCP, and I was like, hi, I have a crazy psychiatrist. Can I have a referral to a new one? Because I just need out. And they're like, yeah, no problem. And they accidentally, not without realizing it, sent me a referral to the same clinic. What the fuck? And they can't change it either. And so I have to go through my insurance, and it's like a whole process. And I'm trying to get on the phone with somebody, and there's nobody on the phone. And I'm just like, I need out. I can't see this guy. Please. Yeah, I know. It's crazy. I'm like, how did this happen? And it was like, oh yeah, this was the only clinic that was like basically immediately accepted the referral. And I was like, what the fuck? So anyway, I have to figure that out again and figure out how to not see this guy who I hope to lose, I hope he loses his license. Because guess what? In addition to like all this shit about that's fucking up my weight, the thing that was the craziest thing is he knew I was in there to get accommodations. Like basically just I needed a diagnosis letter, and he was really reluctant to give it to me. And he went on this whole rant. I'm not even kidding. At least 5 minutes straight of him just yapping at me. Just being like, yeah, I don't believe in disability accommodations. I don't believe that anybody who's in higher education, like going to grad school or going to med school, you know, I have a lot of students who come from the insert medical school that's like in our area. And I don't think that I always deny it. I automatically deny any accommodation requests that they have, because I don't think that people who are in higher education should be having accommodations, because like I don't want my doctor to have accommodations. Like there's no accommodations in the real world. And I'm sitting here like, what are you fucking on, sir? And he goes, and plus, guess what? It's gonna impact your employment. Like all your employers are gonna know if you get accommodations. And I'm like, that's literally against HIPAA and like everything. What are you I'm like saying this all in my head, right? Because I was like, could not believe what this guy was saying. And I just was like, I just need my letter and I'm out of here, guys. So he's like telling me how like, oh, it's gonna impact your employment if you get accommodations, because then your employers are gonna see it and they're not gonna hire you. And I was like, that's literally illegal, by the way. And nobody has to know or would know that I ever got accommodations in school. Like, what? This guy is crazy. Yeah, and also very scummy. So anyway, conclusion is that it's kind of fucked with my weight, and I'm trying to get better about trying to eat again, and it's been kind of hard. The easiest way for me to get myself to get food in is like socially eating. I typically can't finish the food I'm eating, but at the very least I can eat like more than I typically would be able to. But when I'm home, which is a lot of the time, I find it very difficult to get through any of my meals. But today I had like a full meal of Thai yellow curry and rice, so I'm very proud of myself for that. And I'm drinking a little bit of tea, and I also had a Jamba Juice in the morning because like I was on my way to the dentist, and I was like, oh, I need to eat a little bit, so I just got a smoothie. And liquids I find are typically easier for me to eat or consume than solids, but even then it's still like a big ask. But I'm trying. I'm pretty fiercely in denial that I'm struggling with ED again, I'm gonna be honest, but I'm trying my best. I don't want to put a label on it because I don't want to feel like it's, you know, I don't want to, I think it'll be mentally harder for me to like work through it if I consider that fact, you know. But anyway, yeah, so that's kind of part of the reason why I haven't been streaming, is because I don't have energy to stream. All of like little tiny bits of energy I have ends up going to my schoolwork. But now that I'm on spring break right now, I'm hoping that I can actually like get a little bit of stream time in and hang out and hopefully correct my sleep deprivation and the fact that like hopefully fix my eating a little bit. It's very frustrating for me, if I'm entirely honest, because I feel very annoyed with myself that this is a problem, because it feels like so contradictory to a lot of the things I like in life, which I do like trying foods and trying things and exploring and stuff like that, but it's also very hard, you know? Hey, so if my employer gets that information, not only will HR department have to work to reach acceptable accommodations with me, but I will be starting a decent retirement fund with the payout from the malpractice lawsuit. Oh my god, real. I'm like, this guy is fucking crazy. Every single person, okay, like, about my friend group, in terms of career distribution, it's like 40% is in gaming and tech, another 40% is in like healthcare or healthcare adjacent, and then the other like 20-ish% is like miscellaneous other things. And the 40% of friends who are in healthcare, their jaws were like on the floor when I was telling them all this shit, and everyone else was like, what the actual living fuck is happening over there? And I was like, yeah, that's my life right now. When I was saying to y'all that I was actually in 2025 experiencing a serialized anime level of weekly supervillains, I wasn't fucking kidding. I was not kidding. Because I was just going from back to back to back weekly supervillains while I was just trying to exist and live my life. And I was like, why am I having to deal with this? That's why when 2026 started off a lot better, I've been like, oh, thank fucking god. It's been so unbelievably annoying. So I'm glad that like things have been on the up and up since, but my eating stuff is the biggest thing that I'm trying to conquer at this time, in addition to just getting through school. But yeah. I prefer liquids for my lunch meal with my ADHD meds. Also means I'm not struggling to pack a lunch as much. Meal replacement smoothies go hard. I've really tried some. I've tried like Huel, and I've tried... What is the coffee one called? Oh my god. There's a coffee one that I remember that was always sponsoring esports orgs, but I can't remember the name of it. There's a coffee one, but I can't remember the name of that one. I did not like those. I thought they were disgusting. But yeah, I don't like most meal replacement smoothies. I would rather just have a fruit smoothie and throw some like oats and kale and like greens and veggies and stuff like that into it, and kind of make like just a calorie dense, like healthy calorie dense smoothie than a meal replacement smoothie. Even though the protein content is lower, I would rather put like protein powder than like, you know, get a meal replacement smoothie, just because I've realized I don't like the taste or texture of most protein drinks, and then also I definitely don't like most meal replacement drink textures. I'm a big textures person, so if the texture is not good, then I am mood down. I always find it fucking hilarious when healthcare practitioners talk down to other healthcare practitioners. I know, man, that's so crazy. I gave a doctor hella stink eye in February. I have friends in Detroit sent me Huel because I find it doesn't have as much of a protein powder aftertaste, but I only make it with milk and add in some frozen fruit. I personally find it balances out, but the texture isn't hitting my limit. Yeah, I think out of all the ones that I've tried, Huel is probably the one I've liked the most. I think... Do you get the powder or do you get the pre-mades? I imagine you get the powder, right? Because you're mixing it. But I had the pre-made drinks, like the pre-bottled ones, and those I could handle for a little while, but then again, like it kind of got overwhelming. There's actually one brand of protein powder that I've liked pretty historic, like I've liked quite a bit more historically. I'm gonna see if I can find the brand of it. And it's like the one protein powder that I've liked that doesn't have the weird texture or the weird taste. But I think Jake was using Huel a lot too, especially when he was working really long hours. It just like made it a lot easier for him. I also had my food texture issues kind of beat out of my ass because once in a while my mom would make some fucking hella dry ass pork chops and those fuckers were dry. I can't handle textures like physically and eating a lot of the time. I'm actually a lot less sensitive to weird textures in food. I just don't like things that feel kind of grainy. So that's why I don't like protein powders, because I think that like it feels kind of like sand. I don't know how else to describe it. I hate that shit. I also use a little bit more liquid than they recommend. I think Jake did too. I have more sensory issues as far as my hand. Yeah. I have a lot of like touch, like tactile sensory issues. Like if I sleep over at someone's place and the like sheets or the like anything is like scratchy or feels a certain way, I can't sleep. One time for TwitchCon, I was staying over at my friend's house, and I tried staying on their couch, and I had to ask Kuno to switch, because he took the air mattress, and I had to ask him to switch because I was like, bro, I'm actually not sleeping on this freaking bed or like this couch. It's like a pull-out couch or a couch that converts into like a sofa bed, but not like the pull-out version. It's just like, it's like, I don't know how else to explain. It doesn't have a pull-out mattress. It's just the cushions, basically, it has a secondary cushion it can pull out. I tried sleeping on that, and I could not do it. I had to basically, instead of using my blanket as like a blanket, I had to use it as an additional sheet because I could not sleep on it. And so after that, I switched, and I was like, thank God, because I was losing my mind. Yeah, I can't handle a lot of like sensory things. I don't know. It just doesn't sit well with me. But yeah, anyway, that was my thinking a lot about, you know, wanting to figure out kind of what's been going on in my brain and why I haven't been streaming as much, because I'm just basically debating between like resting, streaming, and like life. And when I have no energy, unfortunately, I end up sleeping. And also because my medication's kind of all out of whack right now, it's also making things a lot harder, because it's like, oh, well, I fucking want to sleep if I'm gonna do anything, you know? I gotta stop relating to my friends so far. I've realized too many things about myself in the past few years just by relating to people. It can be good and bad. It could be good and bad to like have that experience, you know? On one hand, it's nice that you don't feel very alone, and that you feel like your experience isn't just a you problem, right? But on the other hand, it's like, oh shit, why does everything seem so relatable? But I also think that there's a lot of things, especially in this current era, where a lot of experiences that people have, and this is like obviously generalizing to a big amount, but I think a lot of experiences people have are becoming slightly universal, in that I think everybody experiences a little bit of something, and then the big thing that sets people, like the difference between like someone who's neurodivergent and not, is like the number of boxes they tick, essentially. And so like I think that's something to remember. I think like trying to self-diagnose is a big concern. But anyway, I'm sure you know that. I got my first psychology appointment next week. Oh, exciting. Hopefully your psych doesn't tell you that accommodations are for losers. I also get to address the fact that people told me to take the RADS-R autism test, and I scored a 163. AK most likely has autism. I don't want to take any of those tests without supervision, because I think a lot of the times you can't take a lot of those tests more than once in your life, technically. Kind of like IQ tests, because it impacts how you score. So I've just not been looking at that shit at all because I'm like, I don't want to like skew any results when I do manage to get to it. Yeah, no, for sure. What? Where am I? This. Hold on. Pause. Where is it this layer? Oh. Okay. Especially as you know, I took it kind of wingding. Not yeah. Of course. Yeah. I mean, like that is kind of how it should be. I think that something that this generation of humans really kind of needs to remind themselves is that, like, just because you relate to something on the internet does not mean you should go and diagnose yourself with said thing. Like, literally me, who has had diagnosed major depressive disorder since 2019, I still have to get a fucking letter for it to count. Like, come on now. I still have to get a doctor's letter from some random fucking psych for it to count. Because otherwise they're like, yeah, sorry, we have no evidence. I will say I think my psych clocked my ass during the 10-minute free consultation. I think there are certain things that are definitely very notable to a lot of people, like certain traits that stand out and that I think are typically telltale signs. Obviously they can't say with like absolute confidence, but at the very least, you know, they can usually notice certain things. She was like, just, you know, I only do virtual appointments. I was like, yeah, I know, I'm in a different system, so chose you because virtual means I don't have to rush to any appointments. She responded, I see you're taking steps to manage your ADHD on your own. And I was like, damn. I mean, that's good, right? That's a good thing. I mean, I think trying to manage any of that stuff is good, and I'm sure that, like, being aware is very helpful, and helpful for you and helpful for them. I'm trying to figure out how I want to do this part. Rest your eyes. I'm gonna be seeing her so she can do just that. Tell me what's wrong. I don't know, maybe some good resources I can use to manage it better. Yeah, I think if you can get the resources to help yourself with stuff like that, I think it's really, really good. It's kind of like, I used to be very anti like DoorDash and like meal delivery services because I'm someone who's like very frugal, and I could not get myself to really warrant spending that money. However, I've kind of determined that if it means the difference between eating and not eating, I think it's better to spend the money to get myself to eat. So I've become more accepting of it. And right now, I have the benefit of also being supported by Jake, so it's not like I'm solo doloing it out here, you know? If there's anyone I want to clack my ass, it's definitely the healthcare professionals, real. Definitely for sure. Not the psych. I'm not gonna count my psych as a healthcare professional. That guy is the most unprofessional man there is. That guy is crazy, insano. I cannot believe I had to experience. It was kind of crazy too, if I'm gonna be honest, about the fact that I basically asked, I was like, hey, so hold on, sorry. Wait, what layer? Where? What the hell? Hello? Oh, this one. I was surprised that this guy was the only one with availability, but then it made sense. Your psych is a healthcare unprofessional? That's accurate. I agree with this. I agree with this statement. Alright, I think the line art is done, I would say. Luckily, the commissioner gave me a little bit of an extension because I was like, I want to make sure that this looks good and I don't want to rush it because I had commissions and, you know, classwork to worry about. So I'm glad that I was able to do that. All right, let's pull up. I'm gonna grab a screenshot of their character and then so I can just color drop. You can see how it looks too. So this is the character. She's so cute, honestly. So let's go ahead and start rendering. Okay. I've also been looking at a few people's references in general, like different art style references, and because I've been trying to figure out how I want to do things, I haven't quite yet decided. But for now, I'll just be going with this. I feel like I don't draw non-chibis very often, so when I do get to draw them, it's kind of exciting. But also very nerve-wracking. Like, I'm like, oh, you're trusting me with this, your child? Okay. Let's see, what can I remove? Alright. Let's see. I need to make sure I'm erasing the correct parts. This is the layer that I would erase. Okay. Okay. I want to make sure I don't miss any parts. I just realized I did not draw in certain parts, so I gotta fix that. Am I silly? Am I drawing headphones correctly? Hold on. Pause. I'm trying to understand headphones. I don't know if any of this really entirely makes sense. Hold on. Hold on. I'm trying to see. Okay. And then, so if that part is on top, and then there's a whole actual headphone. Maybe it's like this. Hold on. Does this make sense? I think this makes more sense. I just remove that part. I think it makes better or makes more sense, and then okay, I think that's better. Okay, my brain is caught back up. I got very, very confused at how headphones are shaped for that. I think we're back online. All right. Oh, and then I forgot to fix that one part again still. One sec. Thanks for the hydrate redeem. I will do that in a second. Also, as a side note, I was thinking about whether or not I wanted to do another karaoke before my Kara Fund subscription runs out for the month, but then I also don't really know what I would karaoke, and then my Kara Fund subscription ends in like 3 days, so I'm not sure what to do. So I don't know if I want to like actually do a karaoke or not. I don't know if there's an interest in a karaoke. I don't know what the fuck I would sing if there was if I did a karaoke. This is my age-old problem of I never know anything. I also just realized that this is... Oh, actually... No, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. I think I'm actually gaming. We're good, we're good. And then for this one, I'm just gonna do this. And then this. It's such a cute design, honestly. I think I can turn on... Okay. Wait. What if I select these parts? And then I clear. Yeah, that basically does that. Okay. What? I'm confused about... Oh, wait, what the heck? Okay, wait, hold on. Cows. Excuse me. Okay. Okay, there we go. Oh, I forgot to color in the bottom parts of this hair. How long is the hair? The hair's pretty freaking long, so I feel like I should actually make it go like this. Okay. Me never labeling my layers. Hold on. Let me do that real quick. Dude, I also swear to God, like every time I look at my layer names, they're just like letters and numbers. So if anyone were ever to try to like take my files and figure out what the fuck I'm drawing, it would actually, they would need like a cipher. If they knew a little bit about art, they probably could figure it out. But I think the fact that I just use letters so I don't have to type out everything every single time is just a little silly. Or it just looks like I'm typing the periodic table because I have LACHCLSK. Those are all. Those are my layer, my folder names, because I don't actually label the layers themselves because I think that's too much effort. Unless it's like very, very specific. But usually I just do everything on the same layers, unless the only time I change the layers is if they're like blending layers, you know? So it's a little funny. Let's see here. How opaque is it? It's like actually pretty opaque. Maybe I'll make it a little darker. Okay, actually, what if I grab this? And then paste it into here. Okay. Oh, actually I need this one too. This. And then actually what I'm gonna do is clear this and try again. What is this? What is this little guy? Where'd he come from? I love zooming in really close to stuff and then knowing that nobody else is gonna see that tiny little zoomed in part but me, but like still wanting to fix it. Because the fact that I know it's there is enough of a problem. I feel like the sleeve is actually way bigger than I've drawn it, but I also feel like I'm really bad at drawing very big like bell sleeves in a way that doesn't look stupid. So I'm just gonna scale it down a little bit and call it a day, because I feel like if I try to make it any bigger, it'll look silly. It'll look a little silly. Okay. Pew, pew, pew. What else do I need to render in? Okay, her headphones. The actual headphone parts. Honestly, all the like glowy, cyberpunky stuff is super cool too. Lighter. Actually, I'm just probably gonna hand draw like the patterns and stuff, because I don't really know if there's anything in particular that I should be considering for patterns. So I'm just gonna hand draw it. I think that'll be easier. Let's see. Hand drawing flowers like this is not my strong suit, but we'll figure it out. Oops. 5 petals? Excuse me, oh my god! Ugh. That one attacked me. Real time. Thank you. I wish spring break was longer than a week because I feel like I need more than a week to like mentally recover from freaking everything, but unfortunately that is not the case, so I guess we'll just suffer. Okay, I think this looks okay, and then I think I need the, like, this, and then... There's also tiny little circles. Oh, that is not, that is... Wait, does it actually connect? Hold on. Oh. I think this is cute. The little techie cybery things. I don't even know what they're called. the like circuitry board. Okay. And then there's also a bunch of like little lines on this part too, so I will do this part. Smaller. Oops. Flip this. And then there's also little tiny circles here. Actually, what if I just do it like with the... How big are the dots? This is too small? I feel like I need to make it a little bigger. Bug! Ah. Should adjust this part. I feel like this is not... Oops. Okay, there we go. Okay. Okay, let's see what else. Oops. Okay. And then I'm trying to draw these lines straight, but I'm also trying to follow the curve of the fabric, so my rather just freehand it, but I want it to be even. Okay. I think if I fix it like that. Okay. And then this side. Okay, and then I gotta end this part. Okay, there we go. Also, do y'all want to see a trick on how to make stuff look like they're glowing more? I'm just gonna duplicate this layer. And I'm gonna go to Gaussian blur. I'm just gonna blur it like a little bit so you can see it's kind of blurry, and then hit that add glow button and like lower the opacity a little bit. And then the actual layer, make a clipping layer. Get that color. You can add a little bit of the same color, but glow it with the a little bit of a softer brush, and now it looks like it's glowing. Yippee! Nothing crazy. Just a simple way to make it glow a little bit. Okay, let's do the headset and hair clip, and then we can start doing the shading. I'll probably do something relatively simple. This part. I want to do, where is it? Headset. Okay. There. Da-na-na-na. Alright, so that's all of these. I'm also gonna just make the background the same kind of darkish colors. Oh, that's not what I wanted. This one. Color, just so I can see the colors a little bit better. Okay. What now? Let me think. Okay, I think I'm gonna start rendering the skin. My plan is to not go too crazy. Ouch. Okay. I don't know what it is, but I really like giving characters a nice, healthy blush. It feels very nice. It just feels very sweet, you know? I want to make this a little bit more orange. So this one as well. Oops, that's not what I wanted. What if I want to do like a little bit of, hold on, let's see if I do this. Do a little bit of this type of shit. Does it look better or worse if the hair is like over it or not? I don't know if I want to do it where the hair is like noticeable up or the hair covers it, or if the eyes should go over. I never know what I want to do when it comes to like shit like this. I'll just do it like this, and then there is the hair layer. Have it a little transparent. Hair render. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. Okay, the circuitry is not inherent. I don't know if it's like the most consistent thing on her hair, so I don't think I have to worry too much about it. Hopefully. And then I'm just gonna use this to make it go along with the hair shape, maybe? Actually, I think I'm gonna remove some of this part. Maybe I'll remove this. And then... okay, maybe like this. Okay. Meow. I'm not gonna like shade the under hair too much because I feel like the circuit board stuff is gonna glow enough that I feel like in actuality there'd be a little bit like enough reflection. Actually, how do I want to do this? Actually, you know what? The easier way to do this, I think, would be to do it like this. Duplicate this, then filter, blur, Gaussian blur. This, then add glow. I think I made it a little too big. Okay, wait. Filter, blur, Gaussian blur. I want it to be like noticeable, but not too crazy. Okay, yeah, that's a little bit better. Okay. I can do the hair that's over. Definitely been experimenting with different ways I want to render hair. I'm watching a lot of, I think they're like just different videos on people rendering hair in different ways, and I've kind of been a fan of this one way that I saw a lot of like Japanese artists doing it for rendering the on top parts. So I feel like it gives it a little bit more dimension than how I used to do it. I don't really know what I'm doing, so like I think like at this point 90% of my art, maybe more, is like vibes. Vibes based rendering. Vibes rendering only now. Reject all education. Vibes only. Real vibes, not AI vibes. Don't mind this. I don't mind this actually, so I think I'm emotionally okay with what I'm doing right now, at least for how it turned out with this. Maybe it's like works well with this hairstyle, but I'm actually kind of a fan. Oh god, my freaking thing is freaking out. Okay. There's a bug in my room. I think to add a little bit more dimension to this part, I'm going to this and add a little bit of the warmer pink, like the end-ish parts. And change the shape a little bit. And then I'm gonna soften the line a little bit more. Okay. Okay. Hair is done. I'm gonna make this part a little darker underneath the headset. Okay. Then let's do this part. Oh. This? Oh, oopsie. Normal. Selection from layer. Oh. Selection from layer, and then do this. And this. Okay. And then how do I want to approach the close? I think I'm just gonna send it. I feel like whenever it gets to close, like rendering close, I get so incredibly lazy and I can't help it because I just, out of everything, I think rendering close is like my least favorite thing to do. I like rendering hair, like I don't mind rendering hair, and I like rendering eyes. And then you're like, alright, time to render the outfit. I'm like, no, I don't wanna. Why? Why do I gotta do this? I admire everybody who enjoys this part, because it is not me. It's not a relatable. Okay. Okay, and then let's do the headset. I know there's some yellow on it. I'm not going too crazy with this. I'm just gonna do a little bit of shading to add dimension. That's about it. Okay. And then let's make a little bit of glow. And then where is this part? Duplicate this. Gaussian blur. Add a little bit. Make it glow. I'm gonna just do a few touch-ups where I add a little of okay, and then I'll also add it to the skin. Especially like And then I also just realized all this part should probably be a little darker. Cast a spell on you that instantly makes you mess up your drawing for no apparent reason. I don't think you need a spell for that. I think I just do that anyway. Also, the cool thing about doing digital is that Control Z exists, you know? I'm not in too much trouble there. This can probably stay like this. Okay. And I don't think I'm gonna do anything crazy for background, honestly. I don't... It's a little skeb, so... I think what I will do... how do I wanna... I want to put a noise layer over it, but I want to do the, let me do the background first. Oops. Do this. See, how do I want to... I don't really know how I want to do the background in general, honestly. What's like... Also, where is this coming from? Old. Oh, I see what is happening. What the? There we go. Let's see. I'll get the transparent version as well, but I don't know if I want to do like little this shit. Okay, I'll just do it, whatever. It's fun. Okay, I think this is fine. And then I'm gonna add a noise layer. First I gotta get all this shit. This folder. Why am I forgetting how to add the noise later? What is happening to me? Pause. It's been a minute. Hold on. Wait. Should I open up another file to look at this? I don't remember shit. What is happening? My art, it's doomed. I think it's this one, right? I did on this one? Overlay. No, this is not a good example because I did something different on this one. Tokai Teo, what did I do for you? Help me. Okay, I think I just literally, okay, I'm remembering. Overlay. And I'm going to also, before I do this, I'm going to this saturation, this, and then also gradient map. What's a good set? Maybe this. Maybe what do I like for this? Overlay. I don't know, do I want it to be warmer or do I want it to be cooler tone? Part of me likes the cool tone because it feels more techie, but honestly, I'm personally a fan of warmer tones in general. Maybe I want to try a different noise layer. I kind of like, this feels like very watercolor paper. Overlay. Do I like this more? Actually, I think I like the original more. What if I just screen tone it, actually? Hold on, pause. I'm thinking, okay. Okay. Wait, overlay, Actually, I think I want to make this larger. That's too large. What did I use? Okay, I think I want this one. Okay, this screen tone brush is my best friend. I am so glad I found this brush because it is so hype. Okay, actually, I think I like this. All right, well, I think I'm done. Actually, wait, hold on. I do this to myself all the time. I just realized I want to add something to the eyeballs that I did not add. Does it look better with or without this? I think I should make it bigger, actually. I think I like this better. Okay. Duplicate this, then merge, then saturation, merge, go to tonal correction, nope, that's not what I wanted. Gradient map, and I use this one, I think. Cool. And then I'm going to also remove some of the screen tone in certain areas where I feel like it's not as necessary. There we go. Okay. Okay! Ah! I just whacked my mic. I think I'm done for today. I'm Evie, guys. But tomorrow, maybe games, maybe Overwatch with my princess. I don't know yet. We'll see. But in the meantime, I am going to go play Pokopia. I actually need to eat food too. Okay, and I will see you mañana probably after my haircut appointment. Okay? Okay? Yeah! Yes, Overwatch tomorrow maybe. Yes. Okay, I hope you have a good rest of your day, night, or whatever's where you are. Bye everybody, bye!